All right, hey all you action figure fans, it's me, Justin, the Action Figure Minute, and today we are checking out G.I. Joe Classified, the Cobra snake armor, system, neutralizer, armed, cloaking, equipment, battle suit. That's a mouthful, I didn't know it all stood for all that. So I've been sitting on this for a while. I'm snowed in today, thought I'd wear some snowed in attire, if you will, and I am overflowing with toys. If you saw my haul video that I just posted today, earlier this morning. And man, I'm about to make some hard decisions in terms of moving some stuff around in the collection. I'll do an overlay. I've never done a whole tour video, but I'm looking at this wall over here and I'll pause. I'm thinking about taking down all my Marvel Universe 4-inch scale Marvel figures, so I can have better displays for things like the Simpsons figures I have over here, you know, replace those because I have my Marvel Legends up. But anyway, that's for another video. Also going to move around some G.I. Joe Classified stuff or some G.I. Joe 4-inch stuff. Pause. In place of putting some of this classified section stuff in. So that's probably going to be one of my winter projects I work on. Going to be opening up a lot of my bigger stuff to get bigger things out of the way, out of the package. But let's get to the snake armor. I was very excited when the G.I. Joe Classified team unveiled this guy. I always really liked the snake armor as a kid. It always fell apart on me, so I always wished it was better. And I've seen a lot of great reviews and heard a lot of great things about this guy. So let's get right to it. Let's crack it open. And while I'm opening this, I forgot to say this in my other two videos I just posted, but this is the best time in the world for you to go and tap that subscribe button as I continue to grow this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit the comment button, the share, do all those YouTube things. And here we go. We've got, look how big this is next to my head. Looking up at my monitor here. Look how big this thing is. This looks fantastic. Super excited to get right down to it and see what we all have going on here. The return of the bags that they used to put the figures in when they were in the windowless packaging. So we've got these little bags making their own mini comeback. Let's see what we have in here. Looks like we have some chest compartments. This looks like it folds down and it's a ladder for the soldier to get in, I'd imagine. Let's set that aside. Let's get another little compartment out of the way here. All this will get broken down for the recycling man. It's recycling day, actually. I got to put that out. Good thing I took like an hour to snow blow the driveway, if not more. We got like 9 inches here in Indiana yesterday. And a lot of snow. So now we have some flame effects. I've got 2 flames, so a long flame. Hold it like this for you. So a long flame. A bigger bursting flame effect. And then a little... It's lit, it's ready to go. I want to check that to make sure that's all that there was in there. Yeah. Sorry for the action figure ASMR. Sorry, not sorry. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got in this baggie. Ooh-wee! Heavy artillery. So this looks like it's the flamethrower based off the end of the gun. Go ahead and put it in front of my mug so you can see it. And the camera focuses. And this handle actually moves. And it looks like it just probably plugs in, I'm assuming, to one of the hands. Take the hand off or put this into place. Then we've got this other gun. Doesn't move, one solid piece. Also to plug into one of the hands. And then we've got this rocket as well. And it looks like, this one has a, I don't know, they might all plug into a hand spot. We'll find out. All right, next up, got to cut this one out. Probably cut this one out too while we're at it. Here we go. Cardboard out of the way, and let's see what we got. All right, here are hands, and these are, so we've got a set of trigger hands. Now I know Will White, Billy Beige, Will White, if you go check out his channel, I think he's made some 3D printed hands in different motions and grips and gestures. If you wanted to get those, I'll put a link in the description if I remember to do that when I post this video to Will White, Billy Beige's page, if that's something you're interested in. These look like little plugs. I don't know, maybe it's for a rocket launcher or something. We'll figure that out. Maybe I'll have to look at the back of the box, but they plug into something. There's two of them. And then we've got like the G.I. Joe bat, almost like it's got the little claw grabby hands. We've got that as well. Lots of accessories, lots of things to choose from here with this guy. One more box before we bust him out. Throw that aside. There we go. All right. We have two of these. Jet fuel, it says on the bottom. Caution, jet fuel. Has a plug. Has like seemingly like a handle. So we have two of these. So to figure out what all those go for. It's been a while since I've seen a review, so I'm not too entirely certain what all goes where. So we'll have to figure that out. Probably look at the promo pictures. Get him out of here. It's probably all pretty self-explanatory also. I think I just dropped some directions, fell out. There we go. Cut him out, all twist-tied down. The little backdrop behind him. Cobra! Cobra! All right. Let's grab that piece of paper. Let's see what's in here. Is this just all legalese? Yeah. Trash. Okay, so we have the S.N.A.K.E armor out, and this is beefy. Let's talk about articulation first. Let's see if we can organize my thoughts here. So we've got a lot of things going on. We could pop this up, the head, if you will, pop it up, and we can fit the figure in here. Looks like there's a nice strap to buckle the figure in place, so we can strap him in. And a lot of stickers on the inside. Let's see if they show up on the camera there for you. You can kind of see right in here and in here over, well, on both sides. Maybe I'll take some pictures of those so they'll come through better. Both sides of the cockpit have joysticks on either side. We can see one right here, and they are movable. So that's pretty neat, neat little touch. And yeah, all right, we can flop these guys up to reveal whatever the purpose is of flopping these up. We'll figure that out. I like the little headlights that are right here. They're a little glassy looking headlights on the front of him. That's pretty neat. Okay, then let's get these shoulders out of the way. Maybe they give better articulation. Nope, doesn't do that. Nice little ratcheting in the shoulders so they can move a little bit. And in the elbow, we can get an elbow turned to about there. Definitely less than 90 degrees. It's getting in the way. We do have a twist at the bicep, if you will, the bicep area. So that's it for the arms. It does have a little ratcheting at the waist. Let's see what we got for... We can move... Oh, hey, look at this. We can move the arms up and all the way around and out. A little clicking, ratcheting action, keeping them in place. That's very nice. Had to actually kind of like break the connection a little bit. They're pretty tight, which is, it's a good thing. Tighter is good. Tighter is gooder. All right, hips. We get a little play out of the hips. And let's see here. Knee bend. Get a little kick out of there. Now let's see if we get toe. Get some toe articulation, a couple clicks, range of motion. And that looks like it's about it for the articulation on this guy. So let me pause. Let me check out to see what it is I do with this guy. Let me look at the pictures and kind of figure it all out. Stay tuned. Obviously, this goes here. pops in. Let's put the head down, and then let's put the shoulders down on top of that. That looks really neat. Okay, next up. This is also an easy one. You can see that this little back plate goes on right here. Pop that on. There we go. That was easy. Then we have these jet fuel containers. You can see that they're kind of, let's see if it's not washed out by the light. There we go. You can see it's kind of keyed up towards the top over here. It's got like an angle. Is that the side? Yeah, there's a little bit of an angle. I need to cut my nails, sorry. A little angle there, so they key in a specific way, so each one goes on a certain side. So we can plug this guy right in here, and then this guy on the opposite side. There we are. Because the hand is actually supposed to, we put this black grommet thing in here, and then we put the hand in. And that actually looks that looks a lot nicer. So, let's see if we can hold it up like that. It kind of fills in the gap. The hand sticks out a bit farther, so I like that a lot. Let's see, are they all like that? Do we do that with all of the weapons? Yeah, it looks like that goes there for all of the, so that this stays in place in the wrist all the time. Why they made it a separate piece, I don't know. Maybe it's easier to swap that way. But how could you do like one of these bats and not just want to have him just outfitted with all the weaponry? I mean, I would want my bats, these, not bats, but these snake armors like this all the time. I want him running and gunning. I couldn't use the claw or just the hands. I mean, the hands can't carry a gun or anything. So this is nice now that these are in this place. I guess that's one of the benefits is when you have it plugged into that black little circly deal, we can rotate these around really easy. So that's probably the benefit there. But now we get to do these. You can plug in the flame effects. And that's how you do it. Look at this. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna have this guy, you know, he needs to be ready for battle, just blowing everybody away. I guess I could use the rocket launcher, but I don't see myself using the hands or the claw unless he's on some special recon mission or something like that. I want my guy using the blow torches or the rocket. Could plug in the rocket instead. Maybe we take this one out right here. The black circle deal came out with it. Plug in the rocket. And then plug it back in. And now he's got a flamethrower and a rocket launcher. Pretty darn sweet. Let's see what we could do with this. It can't really move. The hips, I don't know. The benefit with this guy is he's not falling apart, but I can't really do like any sort of splayed foot. I don't know. No wide stance with this guy, that's for sure. Nothing really wider than... holy moly, I just discovered a new point of articulation. Check this out. So it does give him a bit wider of a stance then. All right. Hasbro team. G.I. Joe Classified Hasbro team. Oh, the shoulders do it too. Holy moly. Wow. All right, now I think what we have to do is grab a... Oh, look at this. Learning even more. These actually plug into holes so they stay in place. And they're not just flopping around. So they're kind of battening down the hatches. This is awesome. Let's see if we open up these again. And we open up the cockpit. It looks like the driver actually would even be able to see through this glass based off the way they engineered this. They did a bang-up job with this snake armor. I'm very happy I grabbed one. You should too. That's the enabling in me. But I don't know, are they available? If so, I'll throw a link down, but we'll see. All right, let's go grab a Cobra soldier. You stay right there. All right, first Cobra soldier that I could find. I'm going to go ahead and take his backpack off. I'm sure that would get in the way. I'll take his gun out, and looks like a magazine fell out of the gun. Let's open up the snake armor. Let's open up the top. Let's open up the ladder. Let's not drop the scalpel on the crotch. And we can have this guy climbing in, using the ladder, climbing in. And let's go ahead and get him kind of in place. Let's try it out. Let's get him in a seated position. All right, get him all the way in there. Let's get his head down, put this in. Let's take his helmet off just because keep me out of the way. And there we go. So I didn't strap him in because that would take even more time, and I'll do that in a second, but he fit right in there. Can I see him in there? I could actually see his eyes through the glass. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It looks like he's seated a little high, but you can actually see his eyes in the glass if I kind of tilt it back like this. All right, let's see if I can get him positioned in any better. So I was just thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to ever be able to get him to grab the joysticks to control the thing. And then look at this, another discovery. It opens up. So you can get his hands in there even more, and you can easily, or easier I should say, probably not easily, but if you wanted to, man, you could get him his hands on those joysticks. That requires somebody with a lot of patience, which I do not have right now at this moment, but you can do it. I feel like you'd really want to strip this Cobra Trooper down, taking off maybe a lot of its web gear and accessories if you really want to get him in there. But here, we'll hold him up. You know, that way if you wanted to snap him in place, you could do it with a lot more time. But ain't nobody got time for that. At least not today. I got toys to open. I got toys to review. All right, guys, this has been your action figure minute. I highly, highly recommend this Cobra snake armor. If you haven't grabbed one yet, if you have a chance to grab one, get it. I bet they'll probably even do some sort of like a repaint, probably like a blue one or a red one. Who knows? But this is like the OG color scheme. Peace.